Second application of the Ampere's law is to determine the magnetic field along the axis of the solenoid. You have learned about the solenoid in the 11th standard. Solenoid is the long, closely helical coil of the conducting wire having the diameter much less or smaller than its length. Figure shows the diagram of the cross section of the current carrying solenoid. The density of the magnetic field lines inside the solenoid and along the axis is uniform, and therefore the magnetic field B within the solenoid is uniform throughout, and that is parallel to the axis of the solenoid. But the magnetic field lines are widely spaced outside of the solenoid, and therefore the magnetic field is weak or maybe zero outside of the solenoid. Let us consider the ideal solenoid. Draw the Amperian loop which is in the rectangular form ABCD, whose length is the L. By Ampere's law, the closed integration over vector B dot vector dl is equal to mu naught I. This is equation number 1. This closed integration over the rectangular closed Amperian loop ABCD, the integral will takes the form integration over B dot dl for the side AB is from A to B, plus integration over vector B dot vector dl from B to C for the side BC, plus integration over vector B dot vector dl from C to D for the third side CD, plus integration over vector B dot vector dl from D to A for the fourth side DA is equal to mu naught I. The second integration term vector B dot vector dl for the side BC, and fourth term, that is integration over vector B dot vector dl for the side DA, will becomes 0, since the side BC and DA are perpendicular to direction of the magnetic field, and therefore angle theta between the direction of magnetic field and the length dl for sides BC and DA is 90 degree. Cos 90 is equal to 0, and therefore these two terms of the integrations will become 0. Now the third term of the integration over vector B dot vector dl from C to D for the side CD, which is outside of the solenoid. Our magnetic field is weak outside of the solenoid, and therefore again integration over vector B dot dl from C to D, that will also becomes 0. But first term of the integration, that is vector B dot vector dl from A to B for the side AB, which is inside of the solenoid. Inside of the solenoid, magnetic field induction is uniform, and therefore B is constant. Taking the B outside of the integration and integration over dl, that is nothing but the length of the rectangle, that is equal to L, plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is equal to mu naught I. Therefore BL is equal to mu naught I. This is equation number 2. If N is the number of the turns of the wire per unit length of the solenoid, I is the current flowing through the wire, then the net current coming out of the plane of the paper or rectangular Amperian loop is given by N L multiplied by I. As the N is the number of turns, L is the length of the rectangular loop, and I is the current flowing through the wire, and therefore net current I is equal to NLI. Therefore equation number 3 becomes B into capital L is equal to mu 0 into capital I, that is the net current, is equal to N L multiplied by I. Now this L on both the sides will get cancelled, and therefore the magnetic field induction B is equal to mu naught N into small I. Sorry, here this is the equation number 2, and this is B is equal to mu naught N I. This is the equation number 3. This equation gives the magnetic field induction along the axis of the solenoid, and magnetic field induction is directly proportional to number of the turns of the wire, and V is also directly proportional to current passing through the wire or solenoid. Third application of the Ampere's law is to determine the magnetic field along the central axis of the toroid. Toroid is nothing but the solenoid of the finite length built into the hollow circular tube like structure similar to the rubber tube inside the tires of the vehicle. Figure shows the schematic diagram or the cross section of the toroid. By applying the Ampere's law and considering the symmetry of the structure of the toroid, we can obtain the magnetic field along the axis of the toroid. We construct here the Amperian loop of the radius r along the central axis. The magnetic field lines are here concentric circles in the toroid, and the direction of the field is here can be shown by using the direction of the current. Using the Ampere's law, the closed integration over vector B dot vector dl is equal to mu naught I. This is equation number 1, where I is the net current enclosed by the loop. Therefore, the closed integration over vector B dot vector dl is equal to closed integration over B dl cos theta. Here the direction of the magnetic field and the small element dl of the Amperian loop are in the same direction. Therefore angle theta will become 0, and this equation will become the closed integration over B into dl as cos 0 is equal to 1. As the B is constant taking outside of the integration, and therefore B into integration over dl. The dl is here the small element on the circular Amperian loop whose radius is r, and therefore if you integrate the dl, we will get the total length of this Amperian loop equal to circumference of circle, that is equal to B into 2 pi r. This is equation number 2. Comparing equation 1 and equation 2, the LHS are same, and therefore B into 2 pi r is equal to mu naught I. As N is the total number of the turns in the toroid, I is the current through the wire, therefore the net current I is equal to N into I. Now substituting this value of the net current, this is the equation number 3. Substituting net current I is equal to N into I in equation 3, we get B into 2 pi r is equal to mu naught N into I. Therefore B is equal to mu naught upon 2 pi into N I divided by R. and thus the B is equal to here mu naught Ni divided by twice pi r. This is equation number 4. Thus the equation B is equal to mu naught Ni upon 2 pi r gives the magnetic field induction along the central axis of the toroid. This equation shows that the magnetic field induction B is inversely proportional to R. That is, the magnetic field induction is not uniform along the cross section of the toroid.